Hello and welcome. I'm Rahul, and today I want to talk about how to speak in English effectively and how to speak in English fluently. For becoming fluent, it is important that you grab a lot of vocabularies in your mind, and in your mind, there should be a structure of English, and it should be developed over time because it takes time to speak fluently in English. But many of people used to learn it, and after some time they used to quit it because they think that English is formidable to them. But you will not have to think this way. I am going to suggest you certain rules which if you follow you are going to excel in English speaking ability. First of all, I would suggest you, if you are a beginner, try to take a lot of input by listening to English audio podcast or audio books. What will happen, a lot of English phrases and English vocabularies and elementary English knowledge will be cleared. And what will happen, when you will listen to the English, you will easily understand what the person is talking about. So before that, I will suggest you, if you want to improve your English speaking skill, you will have to listen a lot. And if you want to listen to the native English speaker, try to use certain podcast, that is I'm going to suggest you, that means Google podcast or SoundCloud. Or if you want to follow a podcast, I'm going to suggest you on startalkradio.net. You will get podcast every week, and that podcast length will be of almost 1 hour, and it is all about science fictions and science stories, because this is hosted by very noble people. So if you follow those videos and those audios, what will happen, automatically a lot of vocabularies will be cleared and your mind will be designed in certain way, because our neuroplasticity is designed in certain way that it grabs and accumulates not new knowledge, and it stretches it when you used to learn new things. So what happens, if you learn these things, you'll automatically be able to speak in English very well. Automatically you will be designed in your mind that you will be able to speak clearly and consistently. There should be clarity of thoughts when you are speaking in English, but it would be developed over time. But before that, I'm going to tell you, if you listen a lot, this will help you in very quicker way, because listening clears a lot of things. Because I have developed my speaking through listening. I'm just going to tell you by honesty that I'm learned this English skill only because of listening to those audio podcasts. And audio podcast is better than audio books, because in books what you will learn written things, but in audio podcast noble peoples are sitting and they are talking about contemporary issues. So they will talk about daily sentences, whatever is being used on daily practices. So it will be developed very easily. So if you listen to audio podcast, that is going to help you a lot, and that is I am fond of. That is why I'm telling you to listen to audio podcast as much as possible. Another thing I'm going to tell you, that for output, that means for speaking, it is important to speak randomly. Whatever comes to your mind, set a timer for 15 or 20 minutes and try to speak about those points, whatever comes to your mind, for 15 minutes consistently. What happens, it clears a lot of clutches in your mind, and it gives you propensity about learning in English and speaking English. What happens, it clears a lot of doubts in your minds. And what happens, you grab the opportunity to speak in front of people. Once you'll be able to clear all your doubts, once you'll be able to clear all the gateways, once you'll be able to find all the constraints and peter it out one by one, what will happen, eventually you will find yourself in a place where you can speak English effectively in front of a lot of people. Public speaking is a different task than speaking in English, but first of all, you will have to develop your English speaking skills in order to set yourself as a public speaker, and you can capitalize on these skills, be sure about it. Then it is really important to develop this English speaking ability in you, because if you want to excel in your career, if you want to be a good businessman, or if you want to be a professional, you will have to learn this language. This language is really a global language, and this language is needed in all aspect of life. So I'm going to tell you, try to learn it. Try to implement these two suggestions: learning to, listening to podcast, and speaking as much as possible. Set a timer and speak for 20 minutes. Thank you for listening to me.